In just a second, man, we are getting some chilling warnings from the American people when it comes to the ICE Gestapo thugs. People have had it. They're fed up. They're done with it. And look, you can't say the warnings are not put out. They are put out. So we'll talk about that. We also have Jesse Ventura just absolutely decimated Trump for turning the U.S. into, his words here, third world country. And he flirted potentially running for governor of Minnesota again. As you all know, he was the governor of Minnesota in the past. And he is absolutely furious about the ICE invasion of his beloved state. So we'll talk about that. We also have the Trump regime has gone full mask off. Wait until you see what Tom Homan said. And support for ICE has now plummeted to a record low. I've never seen such low numbers for any law enforcement operation in the entire country. Usually the U.S., American citizens have like a default reverence for law enforcement. Not here. Not here at all, actually. So we'll get to that. And later on, we have Trump saying something which should send a chill reaction, but potentially on YouTube. If you haven't subbed yet, go sub to Status Coup now, because they've been on the ground in Minneapolis throughout the entire ICE invasion, and they've gotten some absolutely incredible videos. So go support real independent media. He's a real one, on the ground reporting. And, it's people like me. I'm in a comfortable studio, and I get to talk about what they actually went in the field to get for us. So let's go ahead and break this down for you here. This is a protester who is completely and utterly fed up, and he gave ICE a piece of his mind. And this is a dark and disturbing warning. Take a look.
With no cause and murdering people for trying to flee and for obeying a command to leave the area, and then shooting her in the face like that after she drops her kid off at school. We have to show up with guns. We have to. There's no other way around it. I don't care if I don't have a Minnesota carry permit. I'm unarmed right now, but this is the last time I show up to face these guys without a weapon. There's no way. I got shot with a pepper ball 5 minutes after walking in here. I never laid a finger on them. I never raised a hand to them. I've only been using my voice. The time for speaking is over. The time for niceties is over. The time for peace is over. They fired the first shot. It is time to end this shit by any means necessary.
You're talking about, potentially going to a dark place in this country. Do you foresee...
We're there. This is the dark place. This is the dark time. We have people being sent to Salvadorian concentration camps. We got other countries being raided for their oil. We're in the dark time. There's no way out of this. There's no voting our way out of this. We can't wait till November. There's no waiting to the ballot box. We need to get to the bullet box. That's the only way. If there was another way, I'd be advocating for it. I've spoken peacefully. I've marched peacefully. I marched without Sharpton. I marched on Washington. I've been peaceful. I've acted peacefully. The time for peace is over. The time for any means necessary is right now.
This operations manager with zero coding skills just saved his company $145,000.
When I told you guys that this country...
Hey, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off giving all praises, infinite honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I'm giving double honor to the apostles of the great millstone who do well. Peace and blessings to the house of David. Let to you, I'm going to say shalom. All right? Yahweh be the name who the world and he calls God. Yahushai be the name who the world and he calls Jesus. All right? Those are the true biblical names of you so-called that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans should be calling on within these last days and hope of salvation. All right? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. That's what that means, okay? Just a quick lesson I'm going to. A civil war is on the rise, man, all right? And with that whole incident in Minneapolis, all right, we on the brink of civil war, okay? And just to hop right in it, I'm gonna start off at Ecclesiastes 3. It says, "It's to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven." All right, and I'm gonna jump down. peace. Well, let me read it all the way through. Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a time for, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up, which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time of love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. All right? Are we not in the time of peace, man? We're in a time of war. All right? There's no peace, man. And you see these, so-called protesters, all right? Doing what they've been doing for a long period of time, protesting with peace, man. Eventually, that's not going to work, man. All right? Y'all going to have to, get hands on, as I should say. All right, but those of that are party elect and those that are within the truth, all right, we know that that's not our battle. All right, let these people do their thing. All right, let them do their thing so this thing could take off. Okay, because we're in a time of civil war. All right, a time of war and a time of peace. All right, we're in a time of war. We ain't in a time of peace, man. All right, there's war going on, and part of that war is civil war. All right, so let me get I'm gonna get this word. Matter of fact, let me get the precept real quick first. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Salakia. All right, I'm going to start at 15. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall fight. Salakia. And what? Salakia. It said, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, the modern day sword, is the gun. All right, and it's really any type of instrument or weapon that you able to kill, but modernly is so-called gun. All right, it says, for there shall be a sedition amongst men, and evading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? Because they're gonna take power in their own hands, all right? They're not gonna regard what the government say no more. They're not gonna regard what the powers that be say no more. They're gonna take action in their own hands because a lot of these Edomites, they see that their kingdom is coming down. They see that now they reaping the benefits of the curses, man, that Jake been going through for a long time. Now their own people are getting shot down in the streets, man. I hope dealing with this whole what's the city Minneapolis been dealing with. All right, and it's gonna ramp up even more. All right, it's gonna ramp up even more. All right. So, yeah, we on the brink of civil war, and we want these things to happen so, hey, they can bring martial law. That's why the next verse say a man shall desire to go into a city and should not be able. All right, because hey, they're gonna eventually lock down these cities, checkpoints, and all these things. All right, you bringing in that martial law. All right, because a order out of chaos. That's what this devil want. All right, problem action solution. Okay, so you gotta understand these things, man. All right. See. It says, for because their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? Because, you know, you got these ISIS going, they talking about going door to door, all right? So, houses shall be destroyed. They going to be coming in with great wrath. Just like the scriptures say, the devil shall come down with great wrath because he know how he have but a short time. All right, and these people that don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, they're gonna be afraid. All right, but you got the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, trusting Yahweh Shemashah, praying to Yahweh Shemashah. No matter what situation that you are brought to, the Lord is gonna deliver you out there, and you got to have that on the forefront of your mind. All right, that's why the elders speak about that foundation. The foundation is Yahweh Shemashah. You got to have that faith, man. All right, that faith. All right, that's the only way we gonna, get through this thing. All right, even if it was, come to us. All right, but let me continue on. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 20. It says, "I will set Egyptian against Egyptian; they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." All right, and that's the times we're in. People just now on one accord, okay, fighting against each other for basically for how you say the word ideological beliefs, okay. Oh, I believe in this. I'm right wing. I'm left wing, and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the scriptures say a kingdom divided shall not stand. All right. So this place is already like it's done. It's done for, man. All right. The only way out is through Yahweh Bashim Abshah, man. You have no choice at this point. Right? I don't see how you people don't you don't get it. All right. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 24 says, "At that time shall friends fight against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." So the point was friends shall fight against someone like enemies, because guess what? When all hell breaks loose, man, and these people gonna be at each other's necks, man. They're gonna be at each other's necks. All right. Your best friend that you known for 20 years. Hey, well, what's up, John? Hey, you gonna be, because this is division upon this place, man. That's not how a kingdom is supposed to, sustain itself. All right, where people have different, no, everybody supposed to be on the same accord, and that's why the Lord gonna usher in the kingdom of heaven. So all you motherfucker, it's like all you damn people gonna, know the law, statutes, commandments, because everybody gonna be on the same accord in that day. All right, because we're gonna put at rod of iron. All right, Lord willing, be partaking that number. Okay, but this royal ruling by so-called devil. All right, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, he brings this type of division to where, hey, that's why the scriptures say, I think of Proverbs 29, say, when the righteous are in authority, so like, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So when the righteous are in authority, hey, the people gonna rejoice. Okay, scriptures say, In due time, he will set one up. Matter of fact, let me get it real quick, man. I'm trying to butcher it, man. I don't like butchering scriptures, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 10. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 10:4 says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable, man. All right, and the one that is profitable is gonna be Yahweh Shah, man. He gonna set all this stuff straight. All right, ain't gonna be no division. It's gonna be a one accord. You follow these laws, you gonna get judged. Pick your poison, and we gonna pick it for you. All right. Matter of fact, all right. It's that simple. Okay. So to get through this lesson, matter of fact, that was it. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Again, double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace and blessings to the house of David elect. Shalom.
Is becoming radicalized. I meant it. You know, I'm not just talking out of my ass here. I have very personal firsthand experience with all things political. I mean, that's what I do for my job. And it became very clear to me that in this second Trump regime, they were no holds barred. They were just losing their goddamn minds off the reservation, completely unhinged, completely unpredictable, completely insane, overreaching, incredibly brutal. And I told you down for you here. This is a
cause and murdering people for trying to flee and for obeying a command to leave the area and then shooting her in the face like that after she drops her kid off at school. We have to show up with guns. We have to. There's no other way around it. I don't care if I don't have a Minnesota carry permit. I'm unarmed right now, but this is the last time I show up to face these guys without a weapon. There's no way. I got shot with a pepper ball 5 minutes after walking in here. I never laid a finger on them. I never raised a hand to them. I've only been using my voice. The time for speaking is over. The time for niceties is over. The time for peace is over. They fired the first shot. It is time to end this shit by any means necessary.
You're talking about, potentially going to a dark place in this country. Do you foresee?
We're there. This is the dark place. This is the dark time. We have people being sent to Salvadorian concentration camps. We got other countries being raided for their oil. We're in the dark time. There's no way out of this. There's no voting our way out of this. We can't wait till November. There's no waiting to the ballot box. We need to get to the bullet box. That's the only way. If there was another way, I'd be advocating for it. I've spoken peacefully. I've marched peacefully. I marched without Sharpton. I marched on Washington.
Commenting off on this. Isaiah 60:2. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. All right? So these people are in gross darkness. They don't have no going on. So let them feel it out. They a lot. All right? You stand back and follow what the Lord do. That's why the scriptures say, wait ye upon me till I rise up to the prey. All right, I think that's Zephaniah chapter, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Zephaniah chapter 3. Verse 8. Zephaniah 3 and verse 8 said, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with fire of my jealousy, man. All right? So your job, if you part of this, you know, this, the stink virus, man. Hey, your job is to wait ye upon the Lord, man. All right? Forget what these, let them do their thing, man. Let them do their thing. Because at the end of the day, all they doing is fulfilling prophecy. Everybody got their lot to play, right? So, you know.
I've been peaceful. I've acted peacefully. The time for peace is over. The time for any means necessary is right now.
When I told you guys that this country is
that's it.
becoming radicalized, I meant it.
Again, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Again, double honor to the Apostle Nettles, the great millstone, who do well. Peace and blessing to the house of David elect. To you, I'm going to say shalom to you and your families, to your, your loved ones, Baba Kashai. Hey, shalom.